Coming to you here with a spicy first place zombie deck profile that took our locals Friday night. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into it. Ty here's gonna show you what his deck, and yeah.
All right, well, as Charles said, my name is Ty. I did win locals with this Friday. This deck's pretty spicy, so I'll showcase you. And this is a Danger Zombie Control deck, which is currently at 42 cards. So to start off, I'll show you 3 unit zombies and 3 sheer new solitaires. This is pretty much the bread and butter of the deck. This gets your combo started. Just in case if you guys don't know, unit zombie has 2 effects. First effect is he targets a monster, usually himself, to discard a card from your hand to the graveyard. And the second effect, he targets another monster as well, it could be himself of course, to send a zombie monster from the deck to the graveyard. And that just pretty much starts the combo of the deck. Get the zombie engine rolling. And just in case if you don't open a unit zombie, you could definitely open this guy as well. He tributes a zombie monster, usually himself, to special summon a zombie tuner with 0 defense. And most situations you go for him, obviously, to start your combo.
Okay, cool.
Yep. And for the targets for unit zombie, Bloom, and Necroroll Banshee. And this card, when it's sent to the graveyard, you could it does have a quick effect that even if it's on the field or graveyard, you could banish her to activate zombie roll from your deck to the field. And the neat thing about this card is it does play around Ash Blossom. I've had so many people, try to ash it, but it does play around it because it does not negate the activation effect of the zombie roll. And then Bloom, once when he's sent to the graveyard, he could banish himself to add a level 5 or higher zombie monster from your hand. Or if you have zombie roll active on the field, you can actually special summon that monster as well.
Yeah, that's how you get the boss monsters out, huh?
Yes, which I will show you right now. So as Charles stated, this is the boss monster of the deck, Doom King Baldrach. Honestly, he's really insane with his deck. Pretty much he is the reason why this deck is alive, pretty much. And his effect, of course, is when a zombie effect activates, he could chain it to either negate the effect or banish it. And with zombie rolled on the field, if your opponent normal summons a monster to use the effect, you could definitely chain it to negate the effect or banish. And not only that, but once when this card's in your graveyard and during mine or your opponent's standby phase, it will special summon itself in defense position if there's an active field spell on the field. It does not have to be zombie roll. It just has to be an active field spell. So the Sky Striker Area 0 card, it'll definitely special summon itself to the field. So I think that's pretty neat. And just in case if, say, for example, you have Doom King in your hand and you want to get rid of him, well, there is a particular card that can get rid of him. This is Jacobalon, who is from the newest set, the Ignition Assault. Honestly, this is a big boost to the control style zombie deck for that reason where I stated, where if this card's in your hand, obviously you don't want to see this guy in your hand. This guy could special summon himself, but it's currently a zombie monster. So for this case, you would send him to your graveyard, special summon him, go with your combo, have zombie rolled active on the field. Next turn, special summon him to your field, and you have 3 interruptions. And stating that, his effect is during your opponent's main phase. You can target 1 zombie monster in either graveyard, and remember with zombie rolled, it does make monsters on the field and graveyard zombie. So you could definitely snatch one of your opponent's monsters, and this card does banish itself when it special summons that monster until the end phase, and then it comes back.
Wow.
Which adds recursion.
That's just busted.
Yep, and not only that, but you could definitely make an interruption on one of your opponent's plays. Say if they use Monster Reborn or what's that card? The big red for the Spirals card.
Yep, Spiral Big Red.
Yeah, Spiral Big Red, yep. If it targets that monster, you could definitely chain to snatch that monster and it'll fizzle out, so, yep. And last Bloom target is Frowling. Usually I go to her if I can't establish presence on the board early or if I'm going for OTK. And basically what she states is if a monster declares an attack, you could reveal this card and special summon in a defense position. And if a zombie monster goes into battle, you could pay life points up to 3,000 is the max to boost the attack and defense of that monster.
Wow, so it just allows you to protect yourself and push for aggressive damage.
Pretty much. And not a lot of people know about her last effect. If she battles a monster and destroys it, at the end of battle phase, that monster that she destroys will be special summoned to my field.
Wow. That's pretty good.
Oh, yes. Very, very good. And then the Zuki package, Gozuki and Mizuki. Just in case if you don't open Unizombie or Solitaire, he could just send a zombie monster from the deck to the graveyard. You know, if you can't establish a board, at least as long as you have a zombie roll on the field, you'll still be in good shape. And his second effect is if he's sent to the graveyard, you could banish a zombie monster from your graveyard and special summon a zombie monster from your hand. So that has come in clutch many times. Say if I had Doom King in my hand, if I could get this guy to the graveyard, I could just banish a zombie monster, special summon him from my hand, which is pretty good. And of course, Mizuki, don't really have to explain him that much. I would probably say he's probably the best zombie monster just for the fact that his effect is not a hard once per turn effect, and he just banishes himself to special summon a zombie monster from my graveyard to the field. So it's pretty good. And then we'll go with the Danger package. 2 Jackalope, 2 Shutsunyoko, and 2 Danger Mothman. And your last one is the Danger Nessie, pardon me. I've been tinkering with the amount of danger cards for this deck. Currently this is at 7. I think currently this is perfect. I've gone to 11 cards before, 11 danger cards, and it sometimes doesn't really establish your board that you really need to pretty much stun your opponents early. So I think 7 is perfect. And then for the hand traps on 2 Ash Blossoms, I was running at 3. I've had issues where I would draw 2 of them during my first turn, and that's not really a good thing to see. So I did cut it at 2. But my last locals, there were some moments where I needed a interaction, or for this case, a hand trap to, you know, stop my opponent's plays from popping off. So I probably will bring this back to 3 just to have that interaction.
Necessary evil.
Oh, yes, yes. And then that's all the monsters. Moving on to the spells. 3 zombie rolls. Key component of this deck. And again, it just makes every monster on the field and graveyard from both sides zombies, as long as this card's active on the field. And there's a neat combo with Super Poly. I do have a monster from the extra deck that does require zombie materials to fusion it. And basically, if you have this and you activate this, say if you're going second, your opponents honestly they can't even respond to this. So it's just a free monster. And
free gobble, yeah. Just sucks up 2 monsters for free.
Pretty much. And then 3 instant fusions. You just cost us 1,000 life points to special summon a level 5 or lower fusion monster from the extra deck. I do have 2 targets, which I'll show you guys later. 2 Call by the Graves. You know, hand traps does hurt this deck a lot. So having the negate for the hand trap is really crucial for this deck. So, and last spell is Foolish Burial. Just sending a monster in general to the graveyard, especially this deck, is pretty crucial. So definitely need to have that. And the last 2 cards, which are traps, is Rivalry of the Warlords. This card is insane, especially with zombie roll on the field. Say if your opponent normal summons a monster and you flip this on them with zombie roll on the field, that pretty much locks your opponents out from summoning in general, unless if it's a zombie monster, since the requirement is a zombie because it's zombie rolled.
Yeah, dang, it's an old school lock.
Yes, pretty much. All right, now we're going to the extra deck. Linkribo. This is in case if you have like a Glow Bloom and you don't have like Unizombie or anything to get rid of it, you can just normal summon Bloom, link to Linkribo to pop its effect in the graveyard. So pretty much what it is. Barricade Board Blocker. This card just pretty much protects zombie roll from being destroyed by your opponent's card effects. This card's okay, but the problem is it's only 1,000 attack, so you know, most monsters could definitely get over that. That's why Frowning would be pretty good in the situation, just to have protection on this guy. Because if you protect this guy, obviously you'll protect your zombie roll, so which is pretty crucial. And Avenger Savior. This card is going good when you're going second, because you could definitely get one of your combo pieces to your graveyard. Which, just in case if you guys don't know, during Damage Calc, you can send a zombie monster from your deck to the graveyard, And depending on the level of that monster, your opponent loses that times 200.
This is a good way to out Abyss Dweller.
Yes,
Yep.
exactly, yep. For sure. And then probably the best zombie link on this deck, or in this deck, pardon me, is Vampire Sucker. She just has so much utility that could pretty much give you +1s or lock out your opponents. This card says that if a zombie monster special summoned from the graveyard to the field, you get a draw 1, as well as she could target a monster in general in your opponent's graveyard, special summon it, and just become zombie. So the only reason why that's crucial is not only do you get your draw, say if you have a zombie rolled and rivalry on the field, you could definitely lock out your opponents that way as well.
Wow.
And then Nightmare Phoenix, just a pretty good card to destroy a back row card.
I pulled the foil version of him.
And then moving to the synchros, Rise Zombie, Necro Dragon, and of course Omega. This card's good if you're going second. If you want to just try to go for the OTK, you could definitely do that. And this card's effect, when it destroys a zombie monster in battle, and it's destroyed, you can special summon a zombie monster from either graveyard. And not only that, it does get +100 attack and defense per every zombie monster on the field and graveyard.
Wow.
So with zombie roll, you can imagine it'll get pretty beefy. And then Omega, of course, it just keeps recurring your banish zone to your graveyard. So if you want like a Necro Banshee or Mizuki to go back to your graveyard, it's a good recycling tool. As well as on your opponent's main phase, you could just rip one of, or main phase in general, pardon me, you can just rip one of your opponent's cards until your next standby phase. So pretty good card for zombie support in general.
I don't even know.
And moving to the XCs, Abyss Dweller and number 60, Duress. Did I pronounce his name correctly? Oh, Dugares, pardon me, Dugares. And basically, you go into this if you want to lock out your opponent's graveyard for during their turn. And if you can't establish some presence on the board early, you could definitely go to this guy to just try to draw 2 cards and see if you could definitely push for that presence on the board early. And of course, you have to draw 2 and discard 1, but you do skip your draw phase, but it's not really that big of a deal if you could establish a board early. All right, and moving to the Insta Fusion targets, Thousand Eyes and Millennium Eyes Restrict. This card is good if you go second, because say if your opponent has a problematic monster on the field, you could just summon this bad boy and he'll definitely absorb him, unless if they try to negate it, of course, but it'll just get rid of that problematic monster. And with this card, if you're going first, if you don't have Call by the Grave, this card is pretty much a Call by the Grave. So
walking Call by the Grave.
Yeah, pretty much a walking Call by the Grave. So if your opponent attempts to activate a hand trap, it'll just absorb the hand trap and negate the effect. So it's good to just keep your combo going early. And then for my Super Poly targets, Mud Dragon, Starving Venom Dragon, and Necro Dragon Nether Soul. This is just good for if they have the same attribute but different types. If you don't have zombie roll on the field and you really need to like clear the board, you could definitely use this card as an option. If your opponents have 2 dark monsters, this will be a good option as well to go into. And this is where the zombie roll comes into play. If again your opponents have 2 problematic monsters on the field and you have zombie roll active on the field, you can just use the Super Poly to get them out of the way and have this beefy guy on the field. So
awesome.
Yep, and that's pretty much it.
That's it for the deck profile?
Yes.
All right, well, thank you so much for sharing, and thank you guys for watching. This is Charles from Team COG, and Ty signing out.